Well, hello, I have another guest to speak with today. And again, it's one of my friends. It's Natalie Bailey, whom I've met I met about 4 or 5 years ago, lost count of these things. But Natalie actually doesn't live in the UK, so we don't see each other that often. Natalie also does podcasts, and she is the host of, Natalie, what's it called? Is it Confidence
Mastery? Confidence Mastery is the name of the podcast.
So Confidence Mastery is in the top 2.5% of the global rankings. So congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
And it covers, obviously, confidence building and mindset and entrepreneurship, because Natalie is a property developer and a very successful one. And on her podcast, she interviews people with inspirational stories. So I think I'm going to find lots of interesting things to discuss with Natalie today.
You absolutely are, and thank you so much for having me on your podcast. I think you're an amazing person, so I feel absolutely privileged to be here. Thank you.
Oh, bless you. That was very nice and unexpected. Anyway, what I would love to ask you about to start with is something called the triangle of life.
Yes, I love it. So, okay, this is something that I founded quite a few years ago. So my confidence coaching company business is called Gold Star Life. And that comes from primary school. Do you remember being at primary school and getting a gold star when you did well?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
So it's all about getting the rewards and that recognition and having the gratitude and appreciating the success you have along the way. So building up those gold stars. And when I delved deeper into the property world, I saw that there was something missing. And there's a lack of confidence, a bit of lack of self-esteem for people when they start a new journey. And it was what I saw a lot of was people being pushed into 18, 20-hour days. And that's what you must do. You must hustle all day long. And I thought to myself, hold on, there's something missing here. Life isn't just about paying taxes and paying bills and keeping a roof over your head. We were put on this to do more than that. We need to get outside and appreciate the earth and where we're from and who we are, and to be happy and to be healthy. So my background is personal training. I used to run a boxing gym in Mallorca, and I've been in the gym half my life. Like, I love it. I absolutely love it. But I know not everybody loves the gym, but being healthy is something that everybody should prioritize, because you have one body to live in. So I thought more and more about this, and the more I got into it, and the more I thought, what is life about? Health, wealth, happiness. The three things are interlinked. And that's what I call the triangle of life. So rather than getting yourself lost in a Bermuda Triangle, find yourself in the triangle of life of health, wealth, and happiness, and find a balance. And that sits quite beautifully with me being a Libra and balance the scales.
Yes, of course. Natalie happens to share a birthday with my mum.
Amazing woman.
Yes. We say all the best people are born in October.
Yes. So I think there's a lot in numbers. I think there's a lot in like 3s, 7s. I mean, there's a lot in every number.
Oh, I find numbers very
Numerology is absolutely fascinating. It's fascinated me for my entire life. I'm not going to give away my age here. And I have a 7 tattooed. I have many tattoos, but I have a 7 tattooed on me. I was born on the 7th of October. I'm a Libra, which is the 7th sign of the zodiac. It's my life path number, and there are 7 letters in Natalie. And I'm speaking with a numerology coach at the moment as well, to delve more into finding out more about how numbers work. And I find it really interesting because I used to think like all of this spiritual woo-woo stuff was absolute nonsense.
But you've seen light.
Genuine. And the more that you delve into it and the more you look and the more conversations you have, the more open-minded I've become, and I think that people become, and I think the better life gets.
Oh, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. We just have to allow. We're so shut down and closed down by the training that we get from our smallest years, even from people who have our best interests at heart, but they're just not doing it right because they don't know any better.
No, it's that indoctrination since birth. You know, you go to school, you pay bills, you go to university, you work a job.
And you get into debt.
Exactly. You know, and we're not put on this earth for that reason. When you look properly deeply into where we're from. I was doing another podcast interview today, and I was saying about, you know, being outside and how, you know, getting grounded and being in nature. And for me, it's the beach and the sea. For some people, it's like literally the earth and the forest. But that's where we're from. We come from dirt. We come from the earth. Mm-hmm. And that's where we go back to. So we shouldn't be shut away inside and locked inside houses and kept apart from each other. You know, that's not what human nature and biology is about.
Absolutely not.
We are
social creatures.
Exactly. People need people. We need to, I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes I need to be alone. But we need to be around people to better ourselves and to thrive and to fully understand and appreciate what life has to offer. And I think part of the beauty of life is the differences between us, but then coming together and sharing that and talking about it, and like things like this your podcast and the way we're talking about this. The more conversations we can have, surely the better life will become.
Well, yes. I mean, if you like, I'm on a bit of a mission to spread the word, just gently, because my podcast only began in January. You've been at it for a couple of years. Yep, gradually, I'm hoping to spread the word. And I've got a little a membership club beginning. It launches in a couple of weeks.
Amazing.
So yes, I want to keep these conversations going. I want to introduce people to, well, the truth of who they really are, because we've been so shut down. And now I realize that it's all a massive plan.
Yeah.
Well, but you know, as you were saying, at school, we're trained to get the gold star and to get it right. And if you answer a question and get it wrong, you are criticized. You might even be punished, but it stops you asking the awkward questions. It stops you complying. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know we've had this conversation once that
absolutely.
It's all about training you to comply.
It's like they teach you how to pass your exams. They don't teach you how to do life. When you go through driving lessons, they teach you how to pass your driving test. They don't teach you how to drive.
I remember when my dad taught me to drive, and when he was bringing me back from the centre and I just passed, and he said, okay, fine, we've taken the L plates off. Now you really learn how to drive.
But it's true. It's the tick boxes. And that's no way that we should be living. We need to get out and do things outside the box, outside of conformity. And all right, yeah, okay, we need a driving license to drive because insurance and all of this nonsense is all a scam. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh yeah, you can say well, you can almost say whatever you like.
I think insurance is a scam. However, it does come in handy when things go wrong. So it's those necessary evil kind of things, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Why have we gone and done that? I
insurance companies, just while you're sorting out the bits, insurance companies will wiggle out of their responsibilities using any means possible, which just puts you off the whole system.
Yeah, terms and conditions, like they're so long people don't read them.
Exactly.
And then no one knows what's going on, and then no, anyway, right. However, sometimes it is necessary, but I don't think that in the general terms of our existence as human beings, as people, that we don't just live or exist, right? We need to be more than that. And feeling that different level of vibration when you're happy, when you've got certain things going on, you have things that make your body feel different, which then therefore makes your mind feel different.
Definitely. You know, I wrote that book called The Mind, Body, Spirit, Mental.
Yes.
I don't know if you've had a chance to read it yet, but it's something that I talk about in there, that if you're aware of feeling down and miserable, one of the best things that you can do to raise your spirits is take a shower or put on some nice clothes, some makeup, whatever, tart yourself up, and you begin to feel better.
Dress up, show up to dress up, dress up to show up.
Yeah.
Like I live in New York, I have about 4 showers a day. It's hot. I very rarely do my hair. I genuinely don't remember the last time I used a hairdryer. But when I do my hair, when I put my makeup on properly, when I put some really nice clothes on, I've got my heels on, the confidence that gives you as a person, as an individual, it makes you walk differently, it makes you talk differently, it gives you a different edge.
For sure.
And it opens different doors to you than you sitting there in your pajamas, or as I'm sat here in my bikini. To be fair, I'm confident in my bikini or a pair of heels. Like, I'm good. I've been through a lot of personal development, but sometimes you need that to put the lipstick on.
Oh, yes. Yeah. People who have cancer in the UK, maybe elsewhere as well, there is a kind of a recovery program called Look Good, Feel Better, that they are, yes, Look Good, Feel Better. And these ladies, I mean, they don't have an equivalent for men as far as I know, but it is for ladies. It is all about makeup. It's a charity. And it was, somebody had the bright idea X number of years ago. I do say in the book, because I researched it, but makeup houses have loads and loads and loads of spare makeup at the end of each season. So they donate it, and then trained beauticians donate their time. And these ladies are shown, they're taught how to put makeup on properly. And it's an afternoon session. And when it's over, they walk out feeling
incredible.
Yes. And then the feedback which has been received. I mean, one of my friends is a big contributor to it. This is how I know so much about it. They've had countless glowing reports from ladies who said, yep, that was the start of my recovery. It showed me how much I can do to help myself.
Yeah. You know, it's really interesting, actually, because when you think about makeup and women, and we make ourselves up, but men don't, in terms of changing the appearance of your face, etc. One of my coaches recently said to me, "Why do you wear makeup?" And it threw me a little bit. So I was like, hold on a minute, why do I wear makeup? I'm a woman. It's a woman thing. And then I thought a little bit deeper into it. And he said, do you ever not wear makeup? Because I've only ever seen you with makeup on. Well, yeah. And I said, actually, when I'm at home in Mallorca, I do go to the beach. I go to the shops. I don't wear as much makeup as I do in England, because the tonality of my skin is better when I've been outside in nature.
Mm-hmm.
So I prefer what I see when I've been in the sun. So it's actually got nothing to do with the makeup. it's actually about me being outside in nature. And that hit me going, oh, well, hold on a minute. Maybe there is more to this spirituality and being outside and seeing what life is really about. Because 15 years ago, okay, how old was I 15 years ago? 18. You'd never see me without a scrap of makeup. Ever. Never. Never. Like, if I was to a desert island, mascara would be my thing. But I also understand how it does help to make you feel better, because it's about using it to enhance what you have, not to hide what you think you don't have.
Oh, that's very deep. Yes, true.
That's where I really got into it and dug into it for myself, and then thought about how do I then help other people with this, because you shouldn't hide who you are, you should enhance who you are.
Absolutely.
And that is why makeup gives people confidence, because it helps you to enhance who you are underneath. And I think that everybody should enhance who they are.
Yeah, I agree. But, bringing this back to nature, what you said about nature, it's strange how in nature, it's the men who are the peacocks, or sorry, the males who are the peacocks. And for hundreds of years within fashion, the men were as prettily dressed as the women.
Yes.
They went to a lot of trouble with their elaborate wigs and their silks and their bright colors. And then
the ties and the bow ties and the pocket scarves and everything.
Well, yes, but when was it that it became better to look like a scruffy,
I don't know,
t-shirt?
Better, does it? Oh,
I mean, even a jacket and tie isn't necessary, say, to present on TV anymore.
I'm awful for judging people. I love to people watch. I think everyone's entitled to their opinion. Your opinion point might be wrong. And I do look at some people and I think, how are you wearing that outside? And then I think, and I look back and think, okay, but you've got enough confidence to wear that. Like your pajamas, like you see the women wearing pajamas outside. You see men in scruffs outside. And I think, why are you doing that? But then I think, where have you got the confidence to do that from? Where do you think it's okay to do that? So wherein did the line cross, like you just said, for it to go from you must be suited and booted to it's okay to wear a bikini on a podcast?
I wonder what the dress code is in the city of London nowadays. I really have no idea. I'm completely cut off from.
So the last time I went there, I mean, I used to work in the city. I used to be suited and booted, heels every single day, how far I walked. Obviously now I live in flip-flops. But the last time I went to the city, everyone's still smartly dressed. My dad works in the city. We went to the Ned the last time I was in the city. Spent a small fortune. Yeah, in the nice, I'm using air quotes here for the listeners. In the nice places, people are still smartly dressed. They're not in tracksuit bottoms and trainers. Like the people who go and work in offices, they are still dressed for work. And I think that does help to elevate how you feel. And I think you should dress for an occasion. Like you wouldn't go to someone's wedding in a pair of pajamas, so why would you go to the shopping one?
Indeed. Incidentally, have you ever chanced to find yourself at an Indian wedding?
I have not, but I have seen
the way everybody dresses up is beyond belief.
Yeah.
I happened to be in a hotel where one of these weddings was happening, and it was so impressive that you couldn't tell who the bridal party was. I mean, I think the bride wears red, or I may have got that from somewhere else, but every single woman could not have looked more elegant.
Totally told it. Yeah, elegant is the right word.
And ditto the men, really.
Yeah, I think elegance is what we need to bring back, a level of being elegant, of chivalry, of
Oh
men
yeah.
holding the door open for you. For as much as I'm for women's rights and equality, I want a man to pull my chair out for me and open the door.
Oh,
I
I
still
do
want to.
too. And if
I
they
still want to
offer
feel
to
like.
carry
I still
something
want.
for me, I'm delighted.
Yeah, I still want to feel like a woman. I might outlift them in the gym, but I still want them to make me feel like a woman. So having this elegance and people making an effort, I think that's where it is. It's the people making an effort to look good, to feel good. Because when you show up, you feel better, don't you?
You do. You definitely do. I mean,
You make the most of yourself.
I know for certain that all during lockdown, I just didn't bother. I
Did
wore
you not?
baggy, scruffy clothes. Well, there was nobody to see me.
Oh, I did the opposite.
Really?
I had Zoom parties in my kitchen in a dress and heels and makeup. I did Facebook Lives dyeing my hair because I couldn't get to the hairdressers. So I'm a snob and I won't put a box dye on my hair. So I found a way to get the salon stuff and Facebook Live me doing my hair.
Oh,
It's
wow.
part of my brand. I can't let that down.
That's
So I was just, giving people a bit of, not content, but something a little bit fun. I carried on my training, which was really boring because it was like thousands of reps. But I would dress up, I put my face on, I was on Zooms all the time, I started my online mastermind.
Yeah,
I
that's the
did.
difference. I only would be putting on makeup and wearing something at least down to the waist, respectable. When I had to show up
What
for a
I'm
training.
wearing right now, yeah?
No, but I wasn't doing the Facebook Live thing. I have had a few forays into Facebook Lives, but it's not really my thing.
No, it's not for everyone.
Mm. Anyway, I must say I've enjoyed the podcasting that I've done up to now, and it's been lovely talking with you. But we're kind of out of time because I don't tend to do very long podcasts.
Yeah.
So I think we should wind this one up for now.
Cool. I'm going to flip this around just at the end, if that's okay.
Mhm.
What's been the thing that you've enjoyed the most about having this podcast?
Oh, having this podcast with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. No, as in your podcast, what have you enjoyed the most about it? Like, I love to find this out from people.
Okay, well, most of my podcasts to date, until I started inviting guests, which again, it was a new experience. It was putting my toe in the water, something I hadn't done before. So I took a while to get started. Prior to that, I was just talking about subjects that fascinate me.
Yeah.
And I'm always on the lookout for something to talk about in a podcast. And with a title like Mind, Body, Spirit Connection, especially
Yeah.
the connection bit, I find I can talk about practically anything.
Yeah, it's like putting the world to rights, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's brilliant. You can reach so many people and you can help so many people, and I don't think enough people listen. So like I said at the beginning, thank you very much for having me on. I will obviously share this with people too.
That will be greatly appreciated. Thank you. And we must do it again.
Definitely. I always do with my guests, so I'll get you to come on to mine as well in a few weeks. And I'm at the minute I'm doing a what are you doing now for my guests.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always fascinating, isn't it, to see what people are up to, like where the journey and how that progresses.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Especially in these strange times that we find ourselves.
It's strange times. I think we could talk about that for hours.
Absolutely. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off now. So thank you again.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.